actually have a camera on a very special person I've been talking about on my videos a lot. She's actually the dry van, your official title is a dry van terminal manager for the Phoenix terminal, which is our largest terminal, and I'm a dry van driver, and I have a manager named Erica. Erica has said that she's like in charge of like something like 36 trucks. Well, she oversees all of the driver managers, okay? But she's totally awesome. So this is the first time I've done a video with her, and we've known each other for a while. I want to mention this too, Madeline, this kind of makes it more real. I remember that first conversation we had when I was up in Salt Lake, and you were on the phone, you answered the phone, and I said, are you one of the new driver managers? Because I haven't heard you. And you said, no, I'm the new terminal driver manager. And that was our very first conversation. And you may not remember it, but the mantra I'll use on this video, if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. This is Madeline. I've got the actual interview on my Driving to Tokyo channel. That's 20 minutes long. Now, if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know. This is the last truck that I would end up driving in my almost 10-year career with Knight Transportation. It's a Kenworth T680, 102963. Knight gave me this. It was a brand new truck. After my 5th and final time to Japan, October 2019 to December 18, 2019, and I started driving this truck in January 2020, and I drove 200,000 miles through COVID until I picked up my very last load. This is Elsie and I. She's not my girlfriend. She's actually a fellow Knight driver. This was taken at the North Las Vegas yard. She is also on my Driving to Tokyo channel. Mike and I did a 1-hour Zoom call with her, which is totally awesome. I may play a little bit of that Zoom call also on this video. November 5, 2021, up in Spokane, Washington. It's a paper load, so I just wanted to give you an idea of what I was driving. I've driven several trucks, Kenworths, Freightliners, Internationals. The first truck I had with Knight Transportation, they gave me a brand spanking new Volvo that I drove home to my Arizona City house the first 3.5 years. But let's go back to me interviewing Madeline. I just took this off. That's why the sound isn't the best. I just took this off my Driving to Tokyo channel, just so you could check it out, just to give you a little taste of what the 20-minute video is. It's just a kind of a teaser. We had a rescue load to do, and I told you I can't do it, and I ended up racing down to Las Vegas, and the guy I was passing it on to wasn't there.
Right.
And he got there at like 12:20, and the whole idea I did that was to get there by 12 midnight, and that was our first kind of interaction, and it was like a real life thing.
Yeah.
And then I told you back then, I said, I want to be one of your best drivers. And that was one of our first conversations. So I put that intention out there, but I didn't really know you that well. And then what caught my eye is your messages that you started sending out to the fleet, like really cool messages about consciousness, and you got to take care of your vision,
your mindset.
And I'm like, she's a different type of drive van manager. And so that's what I'm excited about. And the last thing I want to mention, one of the reasons I stay with Knight Transportation is because of people like Madeline and the culture here. So I'm not going anywhere. So she said she's a little shy, and I didn't like myself on camera. So I'm just going to ask a couple questions. She's going to be completely herself. So here's question number 1. Why did you, they're very easy questions too. Okay. Why did you decide to go into trucking? How did that happen? And specifically, Knight Transportation.
This is really easy.
Yeah.
Thanks for starting off an easy one. My best friend, her husband works for Knight Transportation, and then he said you should come work for Knight Transportation.
Oh, that was easy. Yeah.
I know, I said it was really easy. It wasn't quite like that easy. I was doing something else before, and then there came to a point where I could make a decision to leave that. Totally not transportation related.
Wow.
I came in with zero. I didn't even I don't think anyone outside of the industry really knows about it, which is like kind of
Yeah.
weird because you would think everyone should know about it. We all rely on it
Yeah.
pretty heavily.
Exactly. Good point.
And so, but it's pretty wild because, you know, it didn't even think about like even just the distance it takes to stop a tractor trailer, you know, or speed up, or, you know, like just even driving around it physically, but then kind of just the figurative aspects as well, like, oh, the, you know, the stuff ending up on shelves in a store, like, how did it get there? And so, you know, just like really thinking about that. And so I came in literally knowing nothing about transportation. I started as a driver manager on this team, and then quickly I moved over to the account management team. I managed a national account, and I did that for a year, and then I moved over to another account management team, and I managed all the account managers. And then now I came back into operations, and I took over as the terminal manager here. And so, but yeah, it was kind of just like a, sure, let's try it out, and then it worked out.
Now there's Sylvia, this is one of probably 5,000 videos, but I'm recording this one about 5 a.m. with the backdrop of Union Station, which is across the street from my parking garage and 1 block from where I live. And I'm walking 4 blocks to Starbucks on the corner of Lawrence and 17. I walk by this David Bowie quote every day. It says, "I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring." David Bowie, you know, has passed away some time ago. And just looking back from the Oxford, that's been here since like 1890. The train opened up in 1880. Facing the highway. The topic I want to talk about now, that is this was mentioned to me when I first started driving, well, not even driving. 12 years ago when I went through truck driving school, I went through advanced truck driving school in Fontana, California. It was a crash course, 2 weeks long, literally 5 days the first week, 5 days the second week. And within, I had a CDL within 10 days of going through the class, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I hadn't even hooked up the trailer. I had not fueled the truck. I had not gone out. I was literally, I had no idea what I was doing. But the point is, there was a person who was doing a refresher. When you haven't driven a truck in a while, but you have driven before, they have you do a refresher course and go for truck driving school again. And the truck driver said that you have to understand that truck driving, over the road, OTR, truck driving is not just an 8 to 5 job. It's not just a job or an occupation or a career. You aren't just learning the things you need to do to be a truck driver. It is a lifestyle. This is my friend Sophia that I've known for about 13 years. She originally started out as an Empower Network power couple and guru for me. With the day in the office, I actually paid her and her husband about 13 years ago $1,000 a day when I was driving a truck and also going to events with Empower Network. But she transitioned into being one of my best friends, and this is a photograph of she and I in one of our spiritual retreats. I don't remember exactly how many years we did it, but what I do know, I was driving a truck and she'd call me and ask me if I was coming up to my home time, and then she was in Denver, I was in Arizona, based in Phoenix, and she would say, why don't we go ahead and meet in Sedona, or why don't we go ahead and meet in Encinitas, or why don't we meet in Arches? And
the spirit guides and descended masters only allow 100% pure love and light energy here throughout these lands, in all creation on the planet, above us, below us, behind us, in front of us, in all aspects of our lives, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, mind, body, soul, in all lifetimes, universes, galaxies, dimensions, cosmos, realms, paradigms, lineages, unknown and known at all levels, all depths, up to omega infinity. That is all that is allowed here. Discern our energies with any lower vibrational frequency energies. Anything that is not 100% pure love and light energies is not allowed to be here. It is commanded to leave and go up to the heavens and up to the cosmos with the divine highest beings of light, to be transmuted into golden white light, permanently transmuted into golden white light, high vibrational frequency energy, positive energy, 100% pure love and light energy, as that is all that is allowed here. At Arches National Park, and I'm really excited. This is called Windows, and there are 3 windows that I think I saw. 2 main ones. One is called the North Window and one is called the South Window. Just check out the beauty of this landscape. And a lot of gateways and portals to the cosmos here, if you know what to look for, and not just like, you know, enjoying the beautiful scenery, but seeing what this is all here for. So anyway, we're walking up there. Meet you up there. This is inside the arch. The windows are.
So I can't remember how many years it was, but I was spending a lot of time with Sophia. She wasn't my girlfriend, but she made the transition from being an Empower Network power couple and guru to being a shaman and a spiritual channel and a shaman. Aaron and Sophia are definitely a part of what I call the backstory of Driving to Tokyo. Because Driving to Tokyo story has a lot of layers to it, chapters. If you think of a book, there's a title, the introduction, chapters that span many years, not just a few years. So January 19, 2013, check is $312, $312,502. Now, I don't know what exact time frame this was. It might have been only 6 months or something like that. This is the day in the office that I paid Aaron and Sophia $1,000 a day. Every one of these people, 1, 2, these people, these are friends. They were Aaron and Sophia's best team. It came in from Portugal. This is May, date 04/19/2013. You can see the date with the guys from Portugal. I became really good friends with them because I attended the day in the office. And I wasn't in Aaron and Sophia's downline. I was sponsored by Dave Wood, the co-founder of Empower Networks, and they were sponsored by Dave Wood too. So we were what's called crossline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is me. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 from what I can see. So that's $14,000 in one day in the office. And I did 3 days. And this was about somewhere around 13 years ago. Hello everyone, this is Doug Blair on our first full day. Sophia and I, we're just sitting and she's right there. We're just in the car together. We decided to do one car. It was $20 per car. And this is Monument Valley. And this is our first full day together. And Sophia is so awesome. You know, as I've said, I'm not going to keep saying it over and over again. I was released. I was set free with night transportation. So Sophia is my main soul sister that really helped me. The very first night I called her and I told her about it, and she was real compassionate. She understood that I'd be, you know, freaked out and disappointed and all kinds of emotions. But she's the one that said, why don't we reframe this? You know, you had your human mind that you wanted to drive 5 more years and, you know, do all this, but Spirit had another plan for you.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. What I love is watching b-ball with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Can't wait to get on the road again. What I love is watching b-ball with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again.
It could be better. It's time to shake things up. With the Capital One Venture Card, you get double miles on everything you buy, not just airline purchases. Seriously, think of all the things you buy. Great. Is this why you asked me to coffee? Well, yeah, but also to catch up. What's in your wallet?
It's not about being wasteful either. You just gotta find that balance. But taking care of yourself takes care of more than just yourself. That's the sweet spot.
Damn yourself, damn somebody, go for it. Go ahead, be real judge and jury in your journal. And when you come out, you may go, gosh, dang, well, that's not how I feel anymore. I'm a much more of an evolved thinker now than I was then. Well, good, bravo. A lot of that has to do because you express yourself.
And then you got to be the
Rawly
witness.
right
and you
there.
got to be the witness of what you express.
Yes, and so there are many things in the book that I looked at that I was like, well, I'm not going to put that in there. Because it's going to turn so many people off, or they're not going to get the point.
Not anywhere else in life. It's like a classroom. It's like an office. It's a place where my memory catches up with me. It's a place where I get far enough away from my past that I'm not worried about it. And something about that makes me not even worry about my damn future, and I can be present. And then all of a sudden, my past and the future all makes hell more sense. Road trips are so good for us in the head and the heart and the spirit. And I'm ready to take one. Again, how about you? You want to take a road trip? I'll take my road trip. You take your road trip. And if you can't take a little road trip right now, what about a road trip you've taken in the past? Share some memories, some photos, some videos of road trips in your past where you crossed some things that turned you on, that you got an appetite for, maybe an indigestion for. The memory caught up with you, where you got inspired, where maybe something happened to you on the road trip where you changed for the better. Share your favorite photos and videos with me on social media, and I'll share them with you. At Officially McConaughey, hashtag Highway to More, because that's the point of this whole gig. When we take a road trip, it's not just like we're going nowhere. We're going somewhere. Hopefully trying to get more out of where we're going and be more of ourselves when we get back.
This is Matthew, Dean, and the rest of the gang that I'm a part of. Matthew's The Art of Living event was on the same exact day as my dad's 90th birthday, April 24th, 2023, and I was not here in my folks' house or Arizona City. I was actually in Denver, Colorado at my Mercantile Square loft, and I recorded it.
Journey since we're all live together and built an amazing course, and so many things have transpired since then. And today, Inner Circle. You know, I've been doing Inner Circles for almost a decade, and this is our way to stay connected. And usually I'm talking about three things: mindset, momentum, marketing, or accountability. The things that keep us going, right? We can learn a language in a month, but if we don't speak that language on a monthly basis, we lose it. And that's why we're here. Today, we got a really powerful exercise, process, system, something to put in your life that's really been a game changer for me. And it was so cool to see how much it was a part of your life.
100%. You were talking about journaling.
Yeah. Like, and here's the thing is, so many times, again, we've been doing this for a decade. If you're brand new, pleasure to have you here today. If you're part of our family, I see your beautiful faces. Great to have you back. Sometimes something as simple as journaling, somebody goes, I don't know, now give me the real secret to your success, McConaughey. Or, Dean, no, If I look back in my life, there's no doubt that journaling, the way we journal, the way I journal has made a big impact. So I'd like to start there. It's like, especially in Green Lights, you talked about how journaling played such a big role in there. Why? How?
So, first of all, and I think this is, I don't know if it's true anymore, but for a while, journaling worked for males, but diaries were considered
that's true.
for like, I don't write my diary, I just write my journal. Whatever you want to call it, we're calling it journaling, right? we all have an inner dialogue going, Socratic dialogue. We all have questions. I know when I was younger, like most people, we have the questions of why this, why? And we can ask our parents, we can talk to friends, we can pray on it, we can meditate on it. But it's also really important to ask ourselves and ask those why questions, which I think are the earlier in life questions. Hopefully they remain the later in life questions too, after we've got a few answers. But it was a way to have a dialogue that was outside of my head. When you write it down, when I wrote down my why questions of what was going on with my life, what I was confused about as a youngster, something about it took the weight and all the confusion out of my head. It will do that. Something about the actual pen or pencil to the paper, the quill to the pad, and putting it down takes it out, and you can look at it, and now you can be objective about it for the very first time.
Yeah.
And when it's inside the head, it can
spinning.
start to revolve and get cramped almost,
Yeah.
and give you a headache, and you don't have the answer, and you forget about it later.
And be honest, it gets bigger when it's in here.
Yeah.
Do you ever have something bugging you so much, you get down, you write it down, you look at it, and you go, that's not that big a deal. I've been there before. I've done that. Putting in the work, you're seeing what's possible, and together we can do anything. So tomorrow, my friends, we go live, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Oh, let me share. I don't know if the studio's on. Want to take a little walk around the office? So I'll show you people are just coming in here. So this is one part of the office. Allie, Aubrey, Jesse, say hi. Raph, say hi. What's going on? We got people in there. We got customer support behind there. That's head of IT. Say hi, Corbin. Tell me these guys don't have it good. Huh? Ping pong, shuffleboard. And this is like the war room. Hey, we're live on Facebook. Say hi. Say hi. These guys are all working behind the scene. There's actually 137? 137. Tanner's like, yeah, okay, good. 100. He loves being on camera. I should just go put the camera on him. There's 137 people obsessing on everything that's happening this week with the challenge. This is where all your Zooms are, and this is kind of the control center of each person. You see, look at the speakers. Look at the speakers. This is the intro screen. That's all ready for tomorrow. There's so many pieces that go into this, and this is the studio. So how cool is this? Right now it's just the sunset. If you see, these are all LED screens, but all of you will be on there tomorrow. If you're in
Congratulations on being one of those people that's one of the few who do versus the many who talk. Even though this is free, you still got to commit yourself. And most people, they talk a good game. They talk about what they want to improve and do, but they don't do anything. Dean and I were just talking about the possibility of what it'd be like if we gave you an opportunity to come backstage. Even though it's a virtual program, I'm talking about backstage where you can work with us directly, ask us questions, see what we're doing, understand directly as opposed to just being part of the Facebook group or the YouTube group. So Dean, you want to share with them?
I sure would, Tone. Hey everybody, Dean Graziosi. And first off, you made an amazing decision for reserving your spot. We are going to challenge you. We are going to push you to tap into the man or the woman you were meant to be. No more sitting on the sidelines. And this year, oh my God, it's going to be off the charts. So put it in your calendar, write it on the back of your hand if you need to. And for those of you like Tony and I that like to go all in, to totally immerse yourself, we've created the VIP All Access Pass. Let me take 30 seconds and share it with you because you're not going to want to miss it. It is the best one we've ever created at the lowest price ever. First off, instead of being on YouTube or Facebook, and you're already in, but if you want to upgrade to a private Zoom room, you get that. That's worth what we're charging you below. Number two, each day when the event's over, we do an extra hour of coaching and interaction and Q&A. You get access to that. That's worth the price below. Just those two things. Number three, you get to keep this training for life. You'll realize by day one, this training alone should be $1,000. You get to keep it for life by upgrading to VIP. Number four, to stay on track, we created this interactive Own Your Future journal. This interactive journal that you can follow along the way and then keep it for life. And number four, I want to give you a jumpstart training to maximize your experience at the challenge. You'll have instant access to that training that you should be watching in like a couple minutes from right now. In previous years, we charged $197 for this exact VIP and we sold out. This year, you could upgrade right now for $47. Yes, $47. Each of those should be worth $47 each. And remember, there's only 1,000 people allowed in each Zoom room, so space is limited. So upgrade below either way. Watch Mr. Tony Robbins take us home, click one of the links below, and we'll see you on the next page.
And finally, I think if you've been around us enough with Dean and I, you know that we're driven to make a difference, not only for you, but for the people that aren't watching this, that need our help. So today, when you do this, not only will you have access, not only have the direct Q&A, not only will you have the ability to have 5 days of training you go back to and hang on to and use whenever you want, but we're also going to add 25 meals to Feeding America in your name. So don't delay. If this is something you're interested in, click down below and join us for VIP. If not, go to the next page and we got all the details for you. But I hope you'll join us for VIP. Make a deeper difference for yourself, take massive action, and make a difference for others as well. Click below and join us. We can't wait to serve you.
Yeah, there's something about it becoming tangible. You put the pen to paper and it's in front of you. And now it carries as much weight as it actually should. It holds as much credit as it actually should. You may write it down and it may look more important than you thought it was in your head. And you're damn glad it looks more important because you're like, whew, that's good. I need to stay on that. But many times, like you're saying, you write it down and you're like going, oh, that's not
Still important, just not as stressful.
wreck.
It's not a train wreck. Yeah.
That's actually, I can deal with that.
And I have it forever. So, here we go. It says here, this is the advantage people don't realize they need until they have it. But there's truly nothing more powerful than being surrounded by people with the right mindset and an attitude geared towards success. And now you don't have to drive 5 more years, and that's kind of what we're working on. This is the Freedom Tour in a very positive way versus being a victim of the circumstances. And I bring something to the table too. She was my guru, my coach, and now she's my van coach. She's the van
Nomadic coach.
and she's totally awesome. She understands what I'm going through because I respect and love Sophia because I understand where she's come from and where she is today. And she herself went through huge transformation.
Tony Robbins with us as well. There we go. What's up, Tone?
Great to be with you all. Great to be with you, brother. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I like that we can do this from the different studios and be in real time.
Without lightning bolts, anyway.
Yeah, we
It was
did.
pretty wild. It actually hit us and knocked everything out.
Yeah, what you guys didn't realize, if we ran a little late today because we were juggling a little, what we didn't even share is Tony was 5 minutes from going live and a lightning bolt hit his studio in Florida and shut out the power completely. True story. He called me, he's like, brother, it's black here. There's nothing we can do. So we were scrambling behind the scenes. I hope we didn't look it, but I don't think we did. Tone, amazing. And to watch this crowd, Tone, just a couple things before we get to some great questions that came in. This crowd is 72% new that have never been a part of your family or my family, and to watch them play full out. So I'd love to give it up for this amazing group, watching them play full out.
I love that. That's beautiful. Congratulations to everybody. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm going to jump right in, Tony. I think we have Carmen waiting. Carmen N. I'm going to ask her ask her question while we're pulling her up. It was, what advice would you give someone who's terrified to share their story, but know it will help others? I have an idea too, but I would love to hear what you got to say, Tone. And everybody, let's give it up for Carmen.
Let's hear it, Carmen. Is Carmen out there? Are you ready? There she is. Carmen, how are you? I think that you got yourself mic'd to your... There you are. Carmen, where are you in the world?
I'm in Germany.
In Germany? Give it up for everybody. That's fantastic. Oh, in Germany. Nice job. Carmen, tell me, just so we can clarify, what's terrifying about sharing, your story for you, despite the fact, it's going to help everybody?
I've tried my entire life to fit in, which meant I had to, carve out parts of myself to feel like I belong. And I'm tired of that. And I know there are other people out there who want to belong and want to stop fitting in.
Yes. And so what is your solution? What is the advice that you want to give others if you weren't worried about how people felt or responded to it, but you were terrified? If there was no terror, what would you be sharing?
That's a great coaching question. I guess
Hey, Carmen, if I give you a suggestion.
once you show yourself out there, you probably will attract the people that belong next to you.
Very true. And so what's stopping you from doing that? What's terror? Because when people say they're terrified, you know, we often use words that magnify the emotion, and then the emotion gets so strong that it stops us. So I guess what I'm really asking is, what's terrifying about it? Seems like it's quite beautiful to me.
Losing the comfort, getting outside of the comfort zone. And
Yes, and if you don't get outside the comfort zone, what happens? If you don't.
Well, you don't grow.
And if you don't grow, what happens?
Well, you stay where you are, which is not necessarily the happiest place.
Yes. The only thing that makes us happy is growing and giving. When I say happy, I mean long-term happy. Progress equals happiness. So if you're making progress, you don't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be where you, I think that's the biggest reason people don't start. They go, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do it. Or I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think people are going to listen to me. But it all really just comes down to simply being in a place where it's like you just begin without perfection. And you come from your heart and you communicate. And every time you do it, you get better. That's the...
And then created more audience. You want a flywheel of your own, whatever it is. And the fastest way to get there, I think, is through virality. Now, what does virality mean? It means that it's easy to share your stuff. And there's 3 different viral channels that I like. Easiest one, finger pointing on Instagram. Instagram is great for those of you who are visual. If you like video and if you like visual images, I like Instagram. And one word, why? When you open your phone, right, and you scroll into the DMs each day, that's the first thing you open, right? You open Instagram, you go to your DMs, your friends send you stuff. That's how your stuff gets in somebody else's inbox. The second one is LinkedIn. This is great if you're corporate. LinkedIn's a great spot to post things that are more corporate and steal that audience from your previous work history. And lastly is Twitter. So if you're into controversy, you're like me, you're a little bit edgy, or you're into news, maybe you pick Twitter as your first one. But I like picking one of these 3 things. Now, everything I talk about is going really big. You can also start very small, just a few people you know. But I want to push you to have a bigger dream. Now, the last thing that I push pretty hard is that email isn't dead. And I think you guys should add an email newsletter. Then let me tell you why. Because when I started my newsletter, as you can see here, we basically had no subscribers in the beginning and now have 500,000 subscribers. And the reason that that's interesting is that a newsletter, screenshot this, allows you to have an owned versus a rented platform. Meaning, you can control the emails. The other ones are controlled by Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, whoever controls TikTok, I don't know these days. There's also less competition because people read their emails and they convert higher to sales than anything else. So I think you might want to have a newsletter. And if you have a newsletter, there's really just one rule. That being normal is boring, please don't do it. Please let that little inner freaky weird part of you out, whatever that is. Let out the personality that comes with your friends. We've got like Nina and her red lipstick. Like, I want to see that in your emails. I want your emails to feel like you as a human. And let me give you an example. Most emails from companies look like this, which is why we hate getting them, right? Anybody feel like I wish I got more emails in my inbox? Probably not. Okay, yeah, that's 0 hands. And why? Because over to the right, this second one is a clothing company. It's a building. Why would I open this? It makes no sense whatsoever. And so, the reason I would get fired in corporate, but why I have 500,000 emails, is because I have some fun with them. And I want you to have some fun with your newsletters when you start them. Newsletters really matter in one particular thing, your subject line. Now, we could do 452 different tactics today, but I'm just going to give you one. And I'm going to give you an example. So we had a newsletter that was going to go out, and the newsletter was about tree trimming. And so the options were like, This guy made 15K trimming trees. This guy trims grass lawns and makes 100K. And I was like, these are so boring, nobody's gonna use them. Get me attention and don't be boring. And my team said, no, these are good. And I said, okay, how about we do a contest? I'll give $1,000 to you guys if your newsletter keeps my newsletter. And they said yes. And then here's my newsletter title. I love guys with wood, ... Do you think that email got a few opens? I want you to feel comfortable sharing whatever it is inside of you. Now this one is very much Cody. My mom definitely wouldn't send this email, but I want you to feel comfortable sharing that thing inside of you in your own particular language. We love humans. Be human. Yes, we're going to use AI to help you, but your human is the difference between robots and you. So make sure you keep it. And lastly, when you get obsessed with your purpose, it becomes your obsession. Nobody tells you this. Most other things in life end up feeling like a distraction. And your unfair advantage is that if you spend the time finding your triangle of genius, nobody will be able to compete with you because you'll be so obsessed they can't keep up. Now, my last slide was my second walk with a billionaire. And on this walk with a billionaire, a guy by the name of Bill Perkins, who wrote a book called Die with Zero, if you guys have ever read it. And we're walking along his mansion in Lake Austin, and he's talking to me about the mission that he sees for me. And he's like, I think we should own more small businesses, and I don't want any more Walmarts. And it's your mission to sort of take back small America by teaching more people this. And I'm like, yes, it is. I got it. And I tell him all my
process. But you need a couple new habits, because we experience whatever we focus on. So you keep focusing how you're terrified, and you probably have used that language more than once if you said it today. It's not the first time you used terrified. But the truth is, sometimes people say terrified. What it really is, yeah, I'm a little scared, but I'm also a little excited. Is there some excitement in you also about sharing this? Oh, she froze.
And you could say that maybe on a logical level, you'd say, oh my God, but she went through it. And I was there with her. That's what now she's here for me, It's kind of a little funny how life works out, And we've known each other probably, 8 years. The time flies so.
I think it's longer than that. Like almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Since the day in the office.
Since the day in the office. We still talk about that.
No, this is the day in the office.
This is the day in the office. This is I've got my money's worth.
No mad life is the day no mad life is the day in the office.
I had no comprehension. And that's the thing, folks. When I'm making these videos, one of the messages I have, first of all, I'm really just documenting this for myself. Whether I have anybody watch my YouTube channel, like, comment, it's awesome if you do. But the realization I had when doing this channel is it's awesome if you want to tune in and check it out and check out what I'm doing. Cool. But I don't even want my expectations to be like I'm disappointed because I only get a couple likes or I have only 18 subscribers. It isn't about that. It's about documenting my life because my life is worth documenting. And I've had I told Sophia this morning, I've had this weird paradigm thing that I just started doing this because Spirit told me to do this. And it's like speaking to me through this video experience.
With your own inaction. Don't do it for someone else. Do it for you. Be disturbed by staying still. Be disturbed by not settling, right? So that's why we're here every Monday. And we all have to take uncomfortable action. So what was on my mind today? Excuse the hat. Didn't shave yet, but this is so on my mind as I climbed up here. So I used to climb this mountain. I've lived around Camelback. I can see 3 of the houses I've lived in over the last 20 years. So this mountain has been around me for 2 decades, and I've climbed it on and off for the whole time. But about 4 years ago, I was climbing it 3 days a week. And a culture of progress, I used to start at the bottom of the mountain, click the timer on my phone, and then as soon as I got to the top, I would time it. And I started at 45 minutes and 42 and 39 and 38 and 32. And I'm like, can I beat 30? And I broke 30 and I was at 29 minutes and 27. Then I hit 24 or 25. It's about 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. I could not break it. There was nothing I could do. My max time was 24, 25. But every time I came, I tried. Why am I saying that? Because I didn't climb it in 3.5 years. I drive by it all the time. It's calling me. 2 weeks ago, I decided to climb it for the first time in all that time. 44 minutes. And I want to tell you, on the way up, my brain told me 100 times to quit. My brain kept saying, you know, you're getting a little older. Might hurt your knees. You don't need to do that. You do Stairmaster. You run on the treadmill. You don't need to do it for cardio. Who do you need to prove anything to? And you know, coming down a couple years ago, you fell and got hurt on the way down. You could fall again. I could not believe the amount of chatter going on in my head while I was coming up struggling. And then to get to the top and see 44 minutes, it's 20 minutes longer than last time. You know how long it's going to take to get back down into the 20s? After all the stuff that I share, writing books, live it every day, that voice still lives inside of me. But I know that voice is wrong. I know that voice cost me a lot through the years. I know that's a voice that I got to live with for the rest of my life. But I don't have to listen to it. And neither do you. You see, I believe the voice is in there. We just get better at shutting it up. Saying, I hear you, but you're not going to control me today. I got a task. This is only the 4th time. I did 44 minutes. I did 39 minutes, 37 minutes. Today was 32 to the top. I'm on my way. I'm probably a month away from getting back down into the 20s. But there's not a day that I look at this 4 times now that I go, maybe not today. And then I do it anyway. Now, I'm not trying to make this about me because we've all been there. I just want to be that little bird chirping in your ear today that it's okay to have that voice. Me too. Guilty. Don't look for that voice to go away. Look for the other voice of strength, that inner hero, to say, I hear you, but you haven't served me well. I'm going to do this anyway. If I don't think I should, that means I must. If my brain's telling me another day, I'm not going to procrastinate. Only thing I need to do is start today to move forward. The second part is hard work. I think there's too much stuff on the internet today that tells you get wealthy, get rich, get thin, get the relationship of your dreams by snap of a finger, taking of a pill, the push of a button. And how's that work out, right? We got to do the work. Listen, climbing this, I'm not out of breath now because I've been hanging out up on the top thinking. But on the way up, I couldn't even record a video because I couldn't breathe. It is a pain to get up this mountain. For me, some of you way better shape, probably fly right up. I was out of breath. It's hard work. But man, you can't see the top from here. It's over top of that. It's way up and you get to see 360. Right now, I can only see what's in front of me, right? But when you're up on top, you see the whole Arizona Valley, the Phoenix Valley. It is so beautiful. And if I can get up there quick enough, I get to watch the sun come up. And isn't that life? You don't get to be at the top of the mountain. You don't get to watch the sun come up. I don't know what your beliefs are. I get to pray. I get to practice gratitude. I get to think about you guys and what I want to share and my companies and my next impact. And I get to think about being a dad and a husband and how can I be a better man. I get to think all that stuff on the top of a mountain with the sun coming up. Looking at God's grace or the universe's grace, whatever your beliefs are. I don't get that without the hard work of the climb. Isn't that just everything in life? Yeah, thank you. If you know what I'm talking about, seriously, put below, I get it, right? Fixing the relationship takes work. It's worth it. Finding the time to be a connected parent takes work. Whew. It's worth it. Starting or scaling, starting a new career or a new business in the same business and genre and industry Tony and I are in, and Matthew McConaughey's in now. To write a book someday, to create a course, to be a consultant, to be a coach, create a workshop, a mastermind. Is a little work? Yes. It's like climbing the damn mountain. But the top, you get to impact people's lives for a living. You get to work from wherever you want. Shoot a video on the top or halfway up a mountain. I don't know what your next level goal is. I don't know what your compelling future is. You could put it below if you'd like. I'd love to read it. but I know it's going to take a little work to get there. I know it's going to take modeling someone else who's already been there before you. So find the person that's already been there that has what you want. Get a coach, get a consultant, buy the course, get all of you have, you get it. You got the compelling future and someone who's already done it. Now it's just the uncomfortable action to do the work. And I know so many of you who came in from McConaughey's course, you may never have thought of being a coach, writing a book, course, workshop, teaching others, sharing your expertise. Hang out with this group long enough, I promise you, you're going to want to do it. Evolve to be the best version of you, the ideal version of you. Compare yourself to who you were last month, last year. And then it's time to extract what you know, help others go faster. And heck, it's one of the fastest growing industries in the world. So we love having you guys here, all of you. This is an amazing community. Thank you for the comments. But I'm going to ask you to do something today. I'm going to ask you to commit to you, to doing the work. Do me a favor, below. Put in, I'll do the work. Right now, I'll do the work. It's the only way to get there. Model those that have already been there. Take the uncomfortable action. Do the work. And nothing can stop us. Listen, we got some cool things coming up. Put on your calendar August 1st. We got something coming. We'll give you more details soon. But if you like the McConaughey event and our last event, ooh, we got something coming. And you're all going to be invited for free. It's pretty damn cool. And this week's podcast that just dropped, it is pure fire. It is about, I should just surprise you. It's about, this is the month of the big ask. If we don't ask, we don't receive. This podcast with Mr. Jesse Ecker, if you don't know him, you should. If you know him, you can't wait to, this is the best interview ever. Understanding marketing starts with impact, influence, and service. But this podcast is pure fire. If you haven't listened to one in a while, you're going to want to go. I'll put the link above, ownyourfuturepodcast.com. And remember, don't get overwhelmed by all the stuff we deliver. You're a part of our mastermind family. We want to give you every option possible. Appreciate you guys so much. Below, I see them coming in. Do the work. I'll do the work. And check out that podcast. We'll see you next week.